And now, the best 60-ish seconds of your week.
And it's the first Saturday in 2026, and a very happy new year to all of you. And as a first item of business, how about taking this unscripted, unedited, unrehearsed program and liking it, sharing it, asking others to subscribe to it if you haven't already done so yourself, and commenting on it, because today we've got lots of news. Overnight, the United States struck Venezuela with airstrikes first, covering ground activity that took President Nicolas Maduro and his wife out of the country and presumably to the United States, where they will, if Mamdani is being straightforward with everything, face indictment under U.S. law. Look, this guy is a thug of the first order, not a legitimate president at all. He lost the election to Gonzalez, but refused to give up power, something we hear the left talk a lot about here in this country. Hopefully, the shadow government of Machado will be able to take over Venezuela and govern it in a way that's good for its citizens and good for the world. But listen to the left howl. You know they will. They can't help it. And in domestic politics, with a little bit of foreign flavor, we had the first communist mayor of New York sworn in this week. Not only a communist, but a virulent anti-Semite, who, as one of his first acts of business, overturned some protections for Israel and Jewish people in New York put into place by Eric Adams, his Democrat predecessor. This is just foreshadowing what's going to go on up there. It's going to be terrible. Eric Adams said that if he was Jewish and had Jewish children, he'd be afraid. And good night. Why not? This guy is just as bad as it gets, promising all sorts of free stuff, from free bus rides and train rides to food and everything else. They're going to have government-run grocery stores. Just imagine that. But this is the new face of the Democrat left, the Democrat Socialists of America. Let's face it, the party of John F. Kennedy and Daniel Patrick Moynihan, if you want to pick a good New Yorker, etc., is pretty much gone. And hopefully there will be enough left within the Democrat Party to pull it back somewhere from the brink of ultimate left-wing activism. Some of the first words out of Mamdani at his inauguration were that he was going to replace rugged individualism, what built New York City and New York State, and replace it with collectivism. Think about that. That's almost word for word out of the playbook of Joe Stalin and Mao Zedong, literally. And this is what's going to be the driving policy mandate of New York City, the greatest city in the world. It's just unthinkable, but we pray that he will not be successful in bringing all of this to fruition. And half a continent away, Governor Tim Tampon Walz is under heavy scrutiny because of these Somali daycare centers that he set up with taxpayer money, by the way. When investigated, they found out, there weren't really any kids there. They couldn't even spell learning. They had a leaning center in Minneapolis and all this craziness. That's not just the waste of the taxpayer's dollar, but all of this stuff going to Somalians, many of whom have questionable origin and have questionable credentials to be doing anything in this country. And Walz just wants to push this crazy agenda of his. It may actually undermine his re-election hopes. Let's hope that it does. And here in my home state of Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro is going to announce his candidacy for re-election on Monday. And the question that needs to be asked is, are you going to serve the entire term if, and I'd put a big underline under the if at this point, you get yourself reelected? He's never done that. He was a state representative, asked if he was going to finish out his term, didn't, ran for county commissioner in Montgomery County, was a county commissioner in Montgomery County, asked if he would finish his term, didn't want to answer. Obviously, we now know why. He was running for attorney general on the taxpayer's dime. And then when he was attorney general, asked if he would hold to finishing the job he asked the taxpayers for. Again, no answer, because he's off running for governor. And now he'll be running for president, traveling around the country while he's collecting the biggest salary any governor in America gets. So Pennsylvanians, think about that. And as we come to the end of the Christmas season, and yes, we're not yet done Christmas, there are 12 days to Christmas, I want to invite each of you to the social event of the season, the 12th night party at Quantum Communications, Monday night at 5:30 till roughly 9 o'clock. Come, have a drink, something to eat, and enjoy the end of the Christmas season 2025-26. Because for now, that is the best 60-ish seconds of your week.